All right, Chris Murphy, you know me. I am a winter lover, and I cannot wait to shine up my skis and get out there. But yes, I have to say, wow, this weather is amazing. This stretch of warmth coming in for November. And Chris, I also think it's probably made the time change feel a little bit easier too in those really dark evenings. Have you been just loving it?
I've been enjoying it. I mean, the southern prairies have been breaking temperature records. We're seeing that warm air move further east. So I would say, Rachel, that maybe people who didn't do a lot of lawn care before perhaps could perhaps capitalize on this stretch.
Yeah, so we're going to put you to work. We're going to tell you how nice the weather is going to be this weekend. But at the same point, we also think, hey, if you didn't get all of that lawn care done, the pruning, taking in all of the patio furniture, I know I still have my nice patio bench out. I got to bring that inside. But Chris, show us what kind of weather people can expect as they're doing that this weekend. But I want to set our audience up for success, especially the people who are always sending us this awesome video. So I had a chance to talk to David Lammers. He is the president of Garden Grove, and he's got 3 tips for you right now. This is what you should do with your lawn right now in order for a better spring. Here's what he had to say.
Well, there won't be much lawn care going on this weekend across the west. Updates on the blizzard looming next.
We've got quite a few very interesting weather stories coming your way today, and some big swings as well. As we look at temperatures across the country today, you know, many people are above seasonal, but for you across the prairies in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, things are about to dramatically change. We are talking about an intense storm moving in late Friday and in through the weekend. Some areas could see over 50 centimeters of snow, and Chris Murphy and I will break down the details all morning long for you. Now, as we focus in on the Great Lakes, temperatures 20 degrees going into the weekend, and we're looking at a long stretch of this through the Great Lakes, within Quebec, and even into the Maritimes as well. So the snow that you recently just saw in the Maritimes, that certainly is all going to be melted away by some of this heat. And many people across the Lower Mainland and Vancouver Island turning the power back on after some incredible storms, and the windy weather continues today. I really love it when our weather story across the country is just this dramatic, and I especially like it when we're on the receiving end of some of the nicer weather. The divide is huge, a massive cool down across the prairies, a huge blizzard coming in for the weekend, and us here across the east, we're basking in this record warmth for November. We're going to talk about with Tyler with some of the historic numbers and just how special this warm up really is. Right now it is 6:17 a.m. A nice calm start to the day today. The winds are going to pick up. They're going to be intense again as we go into the afternoon, and we're going to be warm again. That's how we're getting this warmth. That southwesterly wind is really pushing it all into our backyard. A little bit more cloud cover today than what we saw yesterday, but no one is complaining about these temperatures. They really are just so fantastic for this time of year, well above seasonal. Now, we're not the only ones experiencing this heat, so I want to go to the forecast center now with meteorologist Tyler Hamilton. He explains just how special this November warmth is. Really incredible to think that the last time Toronto saw a November warm stretch like this, 7 consecutive days, 15 degrees or above, we have to look back to 1938. And it all is because of the jet stream. The jet stream helps to drive these big air masses into our backyard. And right now it's driving up the clear skies. It's bringing in all of that warm air. So we've got a really nice weather pattern over the next little while. It certainly doesn't feel like November. November is one of the cloudiest months we will experience in Canada within the GTA. So to have this little treat, it definitely is nice. Friday morning with the wind chill feels like 7 still. The wind is not going to be a big story in terms of cooling us down. You'll feel the breeze, but it's not going to bring the temperature down much. And then as we go into the afternoon, 18 degrees in Toronto feels like 19, and we've got lots and lots of sunshine to come. And you can see more of what this pattern looks like in the 14-day trend right here in your local forecast. Okay, let's take a look at November and how it measures up to some of our cloudiest months here in the city of Toronto. In November, on average, you can expect about 481 hours of cloud. December, a little bit more at 520. January, a little less at 511, but more than November. So yeah, we're definitely into one of our cloudiest months. However, with this stretch of weather, an area of high pressure to the south of us, it's definitely going to put us below average when it comes to how much cloud cover we will see in the city of Toronto for November. We've got some really, really nice conditions. Makes my job easy because I know you'll be happy with what I'm delivering. Right now it is 6:27 a.m. We look at current conditions across Toronto. We're 12 degrees, 7 degrees up in Barrie. A beautiful day coming into play today. Lots of sunshine. We are going to see that southwesterly wind, so it's ushering in some of that warmer air, yes, but you'll feel the breeze at times. Not quite as sunny as what we saw yesterday. We will have some passing cloud, but you're still going to get a good dose of vitamin D today. And then as we take you into the overnight, Toronto down to 8 degrees, Barrie down to 6. We are holding on to a lot of that warmth. As we take you into tomorrow, Friday, 18 degrees. Another beautiful day with lots of sunshine. Now, it's really interesting because we do have a lot of swings when it comes to the temperature, especially across the prairies, really diving down, getting into a blizzard, still holding on to some of our warmth. And this is the time of year when people will ask, can the weather make you sick? Here's the explanation. Well, good morning. It is 6:46 a.m. and you are watching the Weather Network. Another beautiful day, another warm November day in store. Mild as you start off already. If you're just heading out on your morning run or walking your dog, you don't even need the gloves this morning. Now, going into the afternoon, we will have some sunshine, a little more cloud cover today than what we saw yesterday, but still well above seasonal for so many regions. It looks great in Toronto, Hamilton, Kitchener, Barrie, and in Oshawa, well above seasonal. Now, we do have your long-range forecast coming up, but first, we want to give you an update on our pandemic, the coronavirus. And our first message that we want to bring you comes from our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. Yesterday in a press conference, he talked about the severity of getting this under control. And we do know that one of those ways of working together is everybody getting on board and wearing a mask. But Theresa Tam, well, she had some new advice for Canadians on what the best type of mask is for us. And of course, being outdoors in fresh air where you're not stuck inside in stale air, perhaps if a sick person is there, that is an easy spot for the virus to travel. You want to be outdoors, and we're going to bring you lots of nice weather to be outdoors over the next few days and especially into this weekend. High pressure in place off the coast. That is driving up this southerly flow. It's holding the high pressure over us, and it essentially is bringing us these clearer skies. This is not too typical for November that we see this setup, so we really are lucky to be stuck in this. So that southwesterly flow helps to drive up all of our temperatures, and we feel that warmth. We are going to be about 10 degrees above seasonal as we look ahead at this weekend. On Friday, 18 degrees in the city, 17 in Orangeville. The heat is going to be felt by so many. So if you're enjoying this, I'd love it if you could connect with us. Use the hashtag share your weather. Show us what you're doing to enjoy the warmth, and you can see it's still with us even into next week. It's rare, but it happened. We did see some November thunderstorms off the coast of Vancouver Island. Rain continues. Wind still quite strong this morning, but easing as we go into the afternoon. Temperatures, enjoy it. Still warm across the prairies, but a big snowstorm is coming. Chris Murphy and I are going to break down all the details today, and then we've got the warm-up for the Great Lakes and Quebec. Stay with us. More details.
Like Rachel.
During the pandemic, I donated blood for the first time. I felt valued. I felt great after I did it. And it's something I'll definitely do again. A very dramatic weather story across the country. Temperatures are plummeting across the prairies and a major snowstorm is coming in. When I say major, I'm talking upwards of 40 and 50 centimeters of snow. And then we look to eastern Canada and you need the sunscreen. Some people I know are going to be wearing flip-flops today, maybe even some shorts. It's a beautiful start to the day today. 12 degrees in Toronto right now. It is 7:17 a.m. That sunshine coming up a little bit earlier since we switched the clocks. I'm appreciating that a little bit in the morning. And as we go into the afternoon, just the beauty continues here. My job is actually very easy telling you this weather story because it's going to be pleasant. It's going to be a little windy, lots of sunshine, and well above seasonal. As we take you into this afternoon, 16 degrees in Toronto, 16 down in towards the Niagara region. Be a beautiful trip this weekend down to Niagara on the lake. I was trying to convince my husband that maybe we should do something like that, but We're going to stay home. We're going to follow the rules. We're not going anywhere. As we take a look at the jet stream here, nice ridge, high pressure holding strong. We've got lots and lots of sunshine in the forecast. So this isn't just a 1 or 2 day event. This is actually a long-term pattern for us here in the GTA. Some of those wind gusts going to be about 30-40 kilometers an hour, and we're going to feel that breeze really right into next week. So Friday afternoon, tomorrow, 18 degrees with lots of sunshine. All right, it's time now to turn things over to Chris Murphy. Here is Share Your Weather. Well, November certainly has a reputation for being a very cloudy month. And as we look at the cloud cover over the month in Toronto, month by month, November actually takes the third top spot for the cloudiest. So we are talking 481 hours of cloud cover this month. That's not very much sunshine, but this November, things are looking different. It hasn't been since 1938 that we have seen this sunny and warm of a stretch in November. We're talking likely more than 7 consecutive days where the temperatures will be above 15 degrees. So there's some good news, and I think that means we're going to be above seasonal when it comes to the sunshine we'll get in November. Beautiful temperatures today, though. 12 degrees in Toronto right now, and it is 7:27 a.m. That's already warmer than what the seasonal average should be for this date. This afternoon, we're getting up to 17 degrees, 16 in Niagara, 18 in Hamilton. A little windy, but that wind is what really ushers in all of this warmth, that southwesterly flow. So some of the wind gusts about 40-50 kilometers an hour at the peak, and then we go into the overnight and only down to 8 degrees in Toronto. Now, we're not the only place that's experiencing this November warmth. To talk about just how significant this is, we go to the Forecast Center with meteorologist Tyler Hamilton. It really is a pleasant forecast. It puts you in a good mood, and I'm a winter lover. I do get excited when it snows, but I have to say, I am enjoying this little extension of fall, even more September-like weather, really. And it's all because of the jet stream. The jet stream helps drive a lot of this heat into our backyard. So as we look at the 7-day forecast here, this really is impressive. This looks like about mid-September. And then, of course, you see 8 there on the end of the 7-day forecast. Look at Regina, for example. I just wanted to show you the comparison here of how much worse it really could be. Talk about huge temperature swings here, down to -10 and a big snowstorm. So we've got some great conditions coming your way this weekend. This date in weather history, Typhoon Haiyan struck, and since then that was the strongest storm the Philippines has ever seen. Chris May explains right here. And Chris Murphy, we know 2020 has been an incredible year for hurricanes. We are still going. So give us the update on Ada. I have to say, I love it when the weather pattern is this extreme. It makes our job as storytellers here at the Weather Network really fun. The jet stream is driving all of this cool air down across the prairies. Remember, they've been feeling warmth like what we're feeling right now in southern Ontario. Now, a massive blizzard coming into play for the weekend. For us, the jet stream, we're on the right side of the jet stream. We are still being dominated by that ridge of high pressure, so that means the warmth, it is still in our backyard. Right now, it is 7:47 a.m. We're 12 degrees right now in Toronto. Still a decent amount of cloud cover out there, and we're likely going to be seeing a little bit more cloud today than what we saw yesterday. However, the warmth is still with us. You're still going to see a few peaks of sun today, and the southwesterly wind is going to be fairly strong. It's that wind that's helping to drive in all of these warm conditions. So it's this area of high pressure here that's protecting us, and this is not just some warmth that we're feeling for 1 or 2 days. This is a prolonged pattern. It's kind of hard to break down this pattern, and lucky for us, we're on the good side of it. So as we go into Friday, we are 18 degrees. We want to know, what are you doing this weekend? You know, this time in November, it's usually dark, it's gloomy, it's pretty dreary. This feels almost like an extension of September. So you can find us on social media. Let us know. Now, this is also the time of year where people ask the question, you know, can the weather make you sick? When you look at weather like this, it's probably not making you sick, right? However, look at a temperature swing like Winnipeg. We'll answer that right here. Stock up on D, but don't forget B. C is the most important. It can get confusing. So this winter, I'm keeping it simple with a vitamin-filled tea, the first of its kind in Canada. Health Canada. In each tasty cup, Canadians can rely on getting 23% of their daily vitamin D intake.
Reduce our risk of infection and inflammation.
Adding Sunshine or Immune Plus into your daily routine this winter can contribute to a healthy immune system. Not only delicious, but also my favorite way to spend a little me time. It's time now to turn things over to Marta. You know, this time of year can be gloomy, it can be dark, and she has some of the things that we need to be aware of as we go through November. Maybe the lawn, you know, it's pretty lush. There could be some pruning done in that garden, I think. Chris, what's your property looking like right now?
Well, I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I've been busy diligently at making sure it gets the grass has been nice and cut, so I think that's done for the year. I've trimmed all the plants, pruned them, getting ready for fall. So far, I'm rather impressed with myself, Rachel.
Oh, very nice.
How about
for
you?
Me, yeah, I still got to clean up some of the patio furniture, but lucky for me, I pay condo fees, so they shovel my snow and they also cut my grass. So the property team is doing quite well. So I'm lucky. I don't have to worry about that.
I remember those days, yes.
Now, if you do have a property and you're thinking, okay, I got to get this done. I got to treat the lawn so I can have a better spring next year. Well, we've got 3 tips for you. I was able to speak to David Lammers. He's the president of Garden Grove. All right, so I know we're going to have some great weather to cut the lawn, to get it ready for the spring. And then, Chris, other people are going to be using a shovel, but not really to dig in the garden, for other reasons, right?
For other reasons. First of all, in Yukon, for the second morning in a row, not much gardening going on there, I got to believe.
Okay, 5 cups of coffee for them. Your local forecast starts now. The ground is freezing. The air is fresher. And for me, that means it's the perfect time to run. This season, I want to keep extra healthy for many reasons, so I'm adding a vitamin and mineral fortified tea into my post-run routine. Tetley Super Teas are the first of its kind, bringing Canadians immune-supporting powers in every cup. You'll find 19% of your daily recommended zinc intake in Immune Plus. And we all know zinc can help us fight off bacteria and viruses. I'll always run through any season to keep my immune system strong and healthy. Well, the jet stream certainly is telling a big weather story across Canada. It's sinking across the west, allowing cooler air to filter in, and it's ridging in the east, keeping us dry, keeping us warm, and allowing southerly air to move into our backyard. You know, November can be a pretty gloomy time of year, but our weather right now certainly is proving that wrong. It's the smile I think many people need right now, the weather. As we focus in on this afternoon, we are 17 degrees in Oakville, 17 in Toronto. Just beautiful, so above seasonal. So how are you spending it? Take a picture, take a video, find me on social media, use the hashtag #ShareYourWeather, because we want to see just how you're enjoying some of this warmth, because it certainly is a treat in November to get this kind of weather. As we go into the evening, we're down to 13 degrees. Southwesterly winds, they're going to be with us today and right through the weekend. They ease into the evening, usually peak into the afternoon, and they come in at about 40 kilometers an hour. So it does feel strong at times. But it's this area of high pressure that's helping to funnel in that southwesterly wind. It keeps us dry, it keeps us warm, and this pattern really stays in place. So it's not like we're just experiencing this warmth for 1 or 2 days. This is a pattern that we will have into next week. So we go into Friday morning here, we're 9 degrees in Toronto, and then into the afternoon, we're up to 18, feeling like 19. The weekend weather looks fantastic. You can check it out in your locals, because right now, it's time for Share Your Weather. It's good to have you along with us, making the Weather Network a part of your day. I'm Rachel Schoutsen. It is Thursday. It's November the 5th. And you know, November has a reputation for being a cloudy month, a depressing month, a dreary month. And as we look at the stats, the cloud cover in Toronto month to month, well, November takes 3rd spot for top 481 hours of cloud cover. But this year, things are looking a whole lot different. We've got so much sunshine. We've got a ton of warmth as well. The last time we've seen a stretch like this in November, we have to look back to 1938, where we saw 7 consecutive days where temperatures reached 15 degrees or more. We're in the running to beat that. So things are looking good this year. We take you into this afternoon. We're 16 degrees in Toronto, well above seasonal. Southwesterly winds are strong, so you're going to feel the breeze today. I know for me, sometimes I convince myself not to go out on my run because it's a little windy. This week I'll have to do a little convincing because the breeze, you'll feel it, but the warmth is there. The sunshine is there. It really is just an instant mood booster when you get out in this kind of weather. We take you through the overnight, only down to 8 degrees, still very warm through the overnight. Frost definitely not an issue. And then we take you into Friday and we are up to 18. Now, we're not the only region that's experiencing this very special type of November warmth. Meteorologist Tyler Hamilton takes us through some of the numbers right here. And of course, the jet stream plays a major role when it comes to these temperature divides and who's seeing the warmth and who's seeing the cold. Well, they were seeing lots of warmth across the prairies, but now that jet stream has decided to dip. So a big blizzard and lots of cold air coming in. But for us, we're on the right side of the jet stream. Look at this 7-day forecast. Really, it's just phenomenal. Sometimes we get excited about one 20-degree day when we're not really supposed to get it, right? This is a whole week of it, so there certainly is a lot to celebrate. 7-day forecast looks fantastic right across the board. All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at force of nature, and then we also have this day in weather history with Chris May coming up. Stock up on D, but don't forget B. C is the most important. It can get confusing. So this winter, I'm keeping it simple with a vitamin-filled tea, the first of its kind in Canada. It's time now for your weather update on this Thursday. It's November the 5th today, and as we take you here into your backyard across the lower Great Lakes, it's really all good news. It makes my job nice and easy today because I know you're going to like what I have to say. A little extension of September really in our backyard with sunshine, beautiful conditions, lots of warmth. There is no complaining when it comes to this forecast, okay? Just soak it up. Take it all in. You know, I'm a winter lover and I am excited to get my skis out and to get out on the slopes, but this, you really can't complain. It is nice to have that extra dose, especially going into November. It's a dreary month, it's a dull month, but this is certainly making November shine. Who thought we would ever say that? Especially in 2020, right? This area of high pressure, it's funneling in that southwesterly flow. It's driving up the temperatures. A little windy, yes, but when you feel that wind, think of it as bringing in the warmth, because that's really exactly what it's doing. As we go into Friday, we are up to 18 degrees. So how are you enjoying this warmth? We want to know. Find me on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram. Use the hashtag #ShareYourWeather. Let us know how you're getting creative with this little extension of, I'm going to call it summer, maybe early fall, but it almost feels like summer to me. Toronto, your forecast looks fantastic over the next week. But you know, this is the time of year where people start saying, the weather makes me sick. The weather can make me sick, especially when you look at a forecast like this. It's all over the place in Winnipeg. We answer that question right here.